big tomorrow now? You want a big tomorrow? For a long time. Yeah, we'll be back in December. Eric's is right. June 5th. So my wife tells me. Okay, I'm going to start the learning sponsors and then we'll get going with our shir. Year of learning, Bella and David Adler in memory of her father, Yahu ben Yosef Cohen. Those who were inspired by Rebbetzin Emerita, Sheila Shapiro, Sarah Esther Malkabat Meshulam Yisachar, Gail and Leslie Kaplan in memory of their parents. Mushka Sprinzer Bat Yosef Chaim Bechava, Hanan ben Moshe Eliezer Bechana, Pesha Bat Shmuel Yitzchak Halevi B'Tzipora, Isra ben Yoel Moshe Cohen Bechana. Rexford Friends of Gladys Sherman, Gutta Bat Meir. Michael Klein and Friends of Judah Klein, Yehuda Tzvi Ben Chaim. Marshall Bronner in memory of her husband, Harav Yerachmiel Ben Shmuel. Friends and family of Arthur Ritholtz, Mordechai Yudel Ben Baruch Leib HaKohen. Friends and family of Siggy Bessler, Shalom Shraga Ben Dov. Friends of Marvin Weinstein, Mordechai Ozer Ben Yisrael Aharon. Sarah Alpert in memory of her husband, Harav Tzvi Lipton Hill. Rexford Friends of Maddie Friedman, Mindel Miriam Bat Kalman Ruvain. A Month of Learning by Susan and Ruvain Podolsky, in memory of her father, Simcha Bunam Ben Yeshua, by Susan and Ruvain Podolsky, in memory of her mother, Chaya Bat Avraham Dov. Michael and Judith Koretsky, in memory of his mother, Rachel Bat Avraham. Jack Gilman, in memory of his brother, Zev Yosef Ben Yitzchak. Aaron and Melvin Haller, in memory of her father, Yosef Eliezer Ben Tzvi Hirsch. A Week of Learning by Isaac and Eda Novik in memory of his father, Eliezer Yaakov Ben Mordechai. By Judy Iger in memory of her son, Ansha Yitzchak Ben Aharon. Sharon and Michael Glass in memory of her mother, Chaya Bat Avraham Baruch. Charlie Gelfenstein in memory of his sister, Sarah Bat Meir. Judy and Marty Engel in memory of her brother, Shmuel David Ben Chaim Yosef. Hashem was having Aliyah, Crank Rafia, Vet Yeshua, Hashem Matzliah, Makol B'nai Israel, Good Ben Shkia. I feel like it feels like no air conditioning on. Yeah, there is. Uh-huh. I don't know if it's connected to the big room. You have to send a letter to the management. Okay, well, these next few cases are under debate. We'll say simple ways. There's a lot of arguments. We're right at the top line on Ayin Dalad. Amar Rava. Amar Rava, Hani Beit Kolosov, Yehedim Jews of the Chad, let's say three people gave money to a guy to buy merchandise for them. Okay, 30, 30, 30. Zavan Lechabinai, he bought for one of them, he paid out $30. The question is, did he think of one, not one, but he paid out 30. Even though he only spent 30, he bought it for everybody. So the one-third produce that he bought, the Asura, belongs to everybody. But that's only true. That's only if the people did not give each their money, that he did not take each money and pile it up and put a sign on it separately. But if he took each person's money and stacked it separately and marked it, then whatever money he took, of course he bought where he bought, and the person who bought where he didn't buy, that way. Amra Papi Mishneh de Rava. Hi Situmta. Situmta is a famous thing. It's an argument what Situmta is. Rashi here learns Situmta as putting a mark on a barrel. But Situmta is learned all the way. Situmta could be a type of token that they use. And Situmta in our halachic literature, Situmta often means any accepted kinyan, like a handshake is a kinyan Situmta in the halacha. Anything that people take upon themselves as a kinyan is called Situmta. But over here, Rashi learns Situmta is where what happened was the guy who has the big warehouse of wine sells, let's say, to the grocers. So the grocer goes and buys, let's say, 10 barrels of wine. He puts his mark, the grocer's mark,
And then as he needs it, he takes each barrel. So we're talking about so even though, so that's that question is that considered a Kenyan or not? So okay, Lamai so he says, well, I'm about to pay when he makes this mark on the barrel, he acquires it. I Lamai so what's the practical outcome? Keep in mind the Mishnah Mama. He says it really is. It's his, and there's no going back. The rabbi say no. It's not a Kenyan that's a true transfer of ownership, and it's unrevocable. It's only to the degree that what? That the person who goes back on it will be cursed with the curse of Ishapara, right? But it's cursed with the curse of Ishapara, but not that the deal is unrevocable. The truth is, it's only enough of a deal sealer that the person who goes back gets a Mishapara. Also, but in a place where the minhag is acquired it completely, so then it's a king. And it's in this case that the Rashba says, for example, we learned that minhag without the siddur, not like people say whatever people do. Over here, in terms of this monetary Kenyan, that's the minhag that is actually yeah, yeah, yes, yes. Rav Papi Mishmei the Rav. Okay, so he said further. Okay, now, okay, how do you feel the question? Now back to our Mishnah. So he said, let's say the salesman was the person selling. He wants to say he wants to sell the final product, but he's an earlier harvester. Okay, who's the harvester early, and the price is not out. But remember, as long as you have it, you can also make. What's the deal? The deal for selling ahead, delivering later, taking the money now, delivering later at the high time is either one or two prerequisites. Either the price is out, or even if the steady price is not out. But if the seller has the product, it's good enough. So we're going to say now, we've been trying to explain that even when the seller doesn't have the finished product, but has the product, it's enough to say that he has the product. We're going to see it's an argument a little bit, but we say he has the product. Now, okay, so he said what? So he said if he's early and if he has wheat, and even though the processing is not complete, it's still considered good enough to consider possession, so that he's able to sell it at the cheap price and deliver it at the expensive. Amar Rav. So Rav said, he said, Nefusha Shtaim, Rav said, no, you know what? If it's missing two more processing steps, two more malachot posek, then you can make a deal. Shalom, but if it needs three steps of processing and a posek, that's already too much, you can't do it. The Shmuel said, nah. He said, with the other as many steps as it takes, as long as they're within the domain of human decision, okay, you can do it. Posek, you can make a deal. They shamayim afilu person. But any processing that's dependent on the will of heaven and not up to human to decide, then you can't make a deal, even if it's only one step in the processing. As long as it's dependent on heaven, you can't do it. So now, okay, we learn. Posik, let's look at our mission, see how this argument works out. We learned that a guy can make a deal on. Now, we're going to hear pile grain means what in the sheaves. Okay, you have a grain pile of grain still in the sheaves. Exactly. Nothing. Cut, not thresh, not anything. No other word. Well, okay. 1 second. How can Rav say? Rav told me what you can have two processes missing and not more. This is missing much more. He says what? Mishnah verse 1. It's missing putting out the dry. Ulamedash. It's missing threshing. Umidran. It's missing wintering. It's missing three processes. He says don't worry. Go show the She's talking. Instead of grain pile here, it's already been put out to dry. So it's only missing two things, which is what? Which is threshing and wintering. I the Shmuel don't read Shemayim. Afilu Echa saying a posek. 1 second, but even Shmuel said what? That anything is dependent on heaven, even one processing step is not considered possession. Midra. What do you mean in wintering? The Bidei Shemayim. That's something God because you need a very abnormally strong wind to winnow. This says no, it's not true. Why? Because even if you can't winnow, you can still separate the wheat from the chaff with a sifter, with a sieve. And therefore what? It's not considered in the hands of heaven, it's considered in the hands of man, and therefore even 100 steps is okay. All right, let me ask a further question. Well, we said what? If you have the vat of grapes, you're selling wine. Okay, you only have the vat of grapes. They haven't been. It's missing a lot of processing steps. Michbar, first of all, letting them age, letting them ripen. They get hot in the vat before you press the grapes. Then you have to put them up into the press. You have to actually trample them. The mingat, and then you have to draw the wine into the pit in front of the wine press. That's four steps are missing. How could Rav say it's okay? Rav said only two. The Mishnah says four is okay. But the like we can learn later, like we'll see in a Mishnah in a minute, that Rav Chia talked about the olives in our Mishnah. It wasn't a stam vat of olives, but rather what? It was a vat of heated olives, it was already heated. Hachanami here too, here too, the grapes have already been heated, and therefore they're only missing two steps. What? They're only missing. They're only missing. The one step is okay. I would. So what? Well, it's still missing three. We had four. You took off one. You're still missing three. It's not enough for Rob. Yeah, so the Zabin who didn't argue this. No, it's in a place where what? Where the wine presser only what? Only puts it into the where he heats them, puts them into the press, and presses them. But where what? But it's the buyer's obligation to draw it into the press. So therefore, it's only missing two, and it's considered as if the seller still possessed it, and therefore went up out of it. I Valamatan shows they said. Now, similarly, we're going to get the answer that we got before. When it came to the vat of olives, Gemara says the came kasha. Rob, what are you talking about? It's missing heating. Also putting them into the actual olive press. The meidash actually trampling them. Ulamingad and drawing the oil from the press into the pit is missing four steps. Don't worry. I'll come and show this. We're talking about no with the vat. It's a vat of heated olives already. The first step is that I have to plus me. You're still missing three. You still have to put them into the press them, and crush them and draw them. It's really he's double human argument. Again, it's in a place where the buyer always has to draw from the press into the pit, and therefore it's only missing two steps, and that's fine for Rob. I said about so he said what? He said the clay balls. And having balls of clay is enough to make a deal for pots. That's already considered possession of pots for the seller of pots to sell low and deliver high. He says you're missing too many steps according to Rob. The fufa you have to hollow out the clay to make the shape to make it a receptacle. The yavushe, then you have to dry them. You have to put them into the furnace. The misrach, you have to fire them in the furnace. And the meipak, and you have to take them out. That's a lot of steps. Okay, so he says no way to go. He's already rolled them out. Okay, and he's already made the receptacle. Plus, you're still missing three steps. Okay, you still have three more steps. It says the Zabanu the Metric. Again, it's the same thing. It's in a place where the buyer takes them out of the oven, and therefore there's only two steps, and it's considered that the seller is in possession. And if we can sell, he can sell low and deliver high. Well, we said, okay, 1 second, but how about lime? You told me the second you put the limestone into the oven with the wood, etc., that it's already called possession of the pots, of possession of the line. One second, you're missing too many steps according to Rav. Mechusa mikla, it's missing the actual burning. Lafuke, taking out of the furnace. Umeidach, and then you have to put a little water in it to crush it down to a powder. Answer again, what? It's missing only three steps, so it's in a place where the final step is done by the buyer. The actual pulverizing of the clods of lime is done by the buyer, so it's only missing two steps. It's okay. 1 second. But according to Shmuel, it says what? That no matter how many steps you have for a process, as long as the human can do it, it's considered as the person is in possession of the end processed product. So then, why did he have to put the limestone into the oven? If actually he has the limestone, it's good enough. Then he puts it. All the steps are fine. Amos says you're right. According to Shmuel, you have to say what? Once the limestone is fit, you put in the oven, whatever that means. Yeah, whatever that means, it's already good enough. So let's go back to this point. We said that you have the lowest level. You have these clay balls, these wet clay balls. That is enough to be considered the seller in possession of the pots. Now, we're going to have, this is going to be a simple argument about whether you have to be in possession of the clay or you don't. Even though it looks like you're talking about the clay balls, but they really only spoke about clay balls because that's how they came. But really, the argument is whether you have to be in possession of the clay or you don't. Any person who beats him shall yoter, Rameir says what? You can't make a deal for pots until the person actually has the clay balls. It means he has the clay. Amar of Yossi, okay, because that's how you got him. When is that true? He says, well, for love, and that's only true by white clay, which is not common. So if he doesn't have the white clay, he can't make a deal for pots. For dark clay, for the black clay, to go and its surroundings, and its surroundings, poskin, then you make a deal in pots, even if he doesn't have the clay. Watch out, because even though this guy doesn't have it, somebody else has it. It's similar like we're saying, as long as it's readily available, we can always consider, even to that degree, we can always consider the seller has it, in which case the buyer has it, in which case it goes up in the buyer's possession. That's not interest. I mainly going Zuzi, okay, Mikim Ali Alpha. A Mamer would pay for finished pots, okay, once the potter brought the black clay into his house.
Before he even went.
Yeah, didn't do anything, right? Didn't anything. Come on, so I says, look, come on, they got a problem. That doesn't fit. We had one opinion that said you had to have the clay, okay? One opinion said that you don't have to have the clay. But here's the case: why do here you have to have it? You got to put the clay in the house. Make up your mind. Mayor said, what? You have to at least have the clay balls, okay? Pardon me. You have to have the clay balls. You could be Yossi Alpha Pisha and that. No, but Yossi Mayor says you have to have them. You have to have the clay. At least you have to have the clay balls. And Rabbi Yossi says, well, you don't have to have anything. And he said, well, as long as you can buy it, it's okay. No, so whose opinion is Rabbi Yossi? He's like, Rabbi Yossi, the name Ashikafra. And the answer is what? In the place of a Maymar, okay, the black raw clay was very expensive. It wasn't common. So therefore, over there, he said, so really, the truth is that really, he holds like Rabbi Yossi, that as long as you can buy it, it's fine. But in his place, you couldn't buy it. So therefore, he said, either my if he brought the clay in, fine. So then the buyer really believes he's going to get it, and the deal's closed. Okay, the ugly Zuzin, he gives him the money. But if the guy doesn't have it, he's not really willing to give him the money for that, and because maybe he'll never be able to find the clay. And therefore, even though he gave the money, okay, since he gave it was doubtful. Okay, and there's no closed deal. Nobody gets a mishapara for backing out, and the money doesn't do anything. So therefore, they're really becoming valuable in whose hand? In the hand of the seller, and it's really a loan, and therefore it's interest and it's forgiveness. So let's look at this. I always said the person was now we had two, but we had three, but looks like two opinions in the Mishnah. What's the rule by manure? So one opinion is manure is fine. Okay, manure is fine. You can always get manure, it's fine. Okay, one opinion is manure doesn't work because people don't sell the manure. People keep it. Everybody keeps the manure. Okay, and one opinion seems to say again, manure is fine. So how do we explain the first opinion, Tanakama, manure is fine? And how do we explain the last opinion, the rabbis, manure is fine? Now, obviously, they're not the same opinion, otherwise they wouldn't repeat it. So we have manure fine, manure not fine, manure fine. So we have to explain what's the difference between opinion one, right? What's opinion right? One fine and three fine. So the Gemara says the posting on Hazel will come as a shana, huh?
Perfectly okay.
In other words, it's considered even if he doesn't have the manure, he can make the deal for manure later because he could always get it. Is that the how it's happening? Okay. The posting on Hazel will come as a shana. You know, one of my longtime students many years ago, he wanted to come to Eretz Yisrael to study. He put together the money, made a special trip to come and sit in the yeshiva. At that time, I had a special class in Rochas before yeshiva, before we started yeshiva. Every day I taught the few months. There's a very long segment of Rochas, which is all the laws of pieces, all the laws of pieces, all kinds of things. Say bracha, when, how. The guy comes, he saved up all his money. He comes to the yeshiva, and day after day, I'm teaching. He says, his rabbi says, I save up my money for months. I finally get there to Israel. He says, feces. He says,
It's a lot of BS.
yeah. So what do we do? So he said, he said that the first thing he said, what? You can make a deal for feces anytime because everybody else is going to get it. And then we said, and then Rabbi Yossi said, no, you don't make a deal with feces because people don't sell. And then the Chachamim said, we do make a deal. So Chachamim, okay, so the Chachamim said it's okay, just like the first opinion. What's the difference? Rabbi answers, don't worry. There's a big difference. He says, the difference is the winter time. No, in winter, in winter time, the feces have not been processed. When are they processed? People trample them all winter, and then in the summer they're ready. So what's the argument? The argument is can you make a deal in winter time? According to the Tanakama, you could even do in the winter because even though they're not ready yet, they'll get them. But according to the Chachamim, it's only in the summertime when everybody has it. But in the winter time, you cannot. Yeah.
diluted by
Yeah.
water.
I tried. Yeah.
Scattered.
I tried to explain something that you have to know. We're a little out of touch, with the city people tend to be out of touch with a lot of things, but in the not just the agricultural society, the societies where manufacturing was also close to home. Everything was done in the same place. Like, you remember, America used to look at this, and your residential neighborhoods were right next to factories all the time. Brooklyn, if you, I don't know, old Brooklyn was full of, you had your house, you had a factory. It was not a big deal. Factories and residential places were not separated. You had all kinds of factories right in the middle of everybody. So it was common, certainly then, and you see even today in the Middle East, people will utilize traffic and all kinds of things to process their stuff. They put stuff in a place where everybody's going to transport. That's it was common. Yeah. In Iran, I don't know this. I don't know. I don't know what the actual facts are, but the beautiful Persian rug the color doesn't come out until they've been worn. They have to be walked on. And in Persia, they would take the beautiful new rugs and put them in the marketplace. So everybody should walk on them because the final finishing process of these beautiful rugs was that people would tramp them, would be pounded, and they would make use of the foot traffic, you see, and the free foot traffic to do the final processing. So it's common. So everybody knows a certain process is done, but let people walk on them. What's the big deal? Okay. Now, remember we said this word was confusing. Shagara doesn't mean the highest price; it means the best price. It means what? If he wants to get the best price, which means the lowest price possible, he's hoping it's going to go up in value, and he's going to get more. He's going to get produce that's more than the original price he paid. But what happens if the price goes down? He certainly wants to get more. He wants to get more product than he originally was supposed to get. So he wants to get the best price. So does he get the best price or not? So our Mishnah says what? If he wants to get if it goes down, he wants to be able to what? To get more produce at a cheaper price. He has to say so. That's what the Mishnah says. If he wants the best price, he has to say so. All right. So Gemara says, "Who God?" Now, we're gonna have a story and then the principle. Who God with the Azuz doing the Bechamua? Now you know what? Father-in-laws pay a dowry into the marriage. That was the common way.
Still is.
Right. Still is. That's right. It still is.
5 years.
Yeah.
8 years.
Yeah. So now the father-in-law would. So one way he's doing it, Julie. You don't realize it. Don't tell the women this. You understand? Julie was just a way of transporting wealth. Yeah, it was just a way of transporting wealth. The woman was a bank. You put her on her neck. That's all. Julie was just a way. I know you don't realize. You think, oh, you get it rid of it. Julie was a way of storing wealth. You understand? You put it on the wife's neck. You understand? You put it on her wrists. So the father-in-law would buy jewelry. You understand? Would buy jewelry, and the bride would bring it in. That's how she brings it in. She brings it into the marriage. So this father-in-law, the father-in-law basically is what? Is having his son-in-law. He's going to put the dowry in, but the son-in-law is going to pick it up from the merchant. Going to make the deal. Okay, so he gets his son-in-law to go and make the deal for the dowry. The father-in-law is putting the marriage. Who got with the dunya, the bechamua? So the son-in-law paid the father-in-law's money. Okay, to buy the dowry jewelry that's the father's being the marriage. The soap is all in the dunya. What happened was though that from the purchase that he made, and actually the price went down. So really what? So what the father-in-law wants to get out. He wants to get out of the deal they made because he wants to get the jewelry for the lower price. But he already gave the money. So they came in front of our papa. Amale, so our papa said, he says to the son-in-law, look, if you made the deal at a high price, okay, if you made a deal and you said to him, what, I want the best price, if you specified it says, look, I'm giving you the money, but I expect to get the best price, then you have a right to get it at the low price of now. But if you didn't specify, you have to take it at the higher price, not like the original price when you made the deal. I'm going to run on a papa. So the rabbi said, because that's like we learned. What if you want the best price, you have to say so. I'm going to lay Rav brother Papa. So the rabbis they debated Rav Papa. He says Ve'ilo Pasuk Shakum Miklara said, and if he didn't specify, he has to pay the higher original price, not the higher later price, the higher original price. Umos Lokana and the money doesn't make the deal. Amarlu, so Papa says, I didn't mean they can just slip out. He can break the deal, but he is going to get cursed. I didn't say he has no obligation whatsoever. I say, but what? but he can get out of the deal, but he's gonna get cursed. He says he pasuk kashar gavor, but if he said I want the best price, okay, okay. So then the seller can go back, okay. If he said I want the best price, then if the seller goes back, he's going to get cursed. Why? Because the guy said the best price, and the seller obligated himself with money to do it. So if he can get out, but if he gets out, he's going to get cursed because he agreed to the best price. The elo pasuk, but if he didn't say the best price, no careful how then if the buyer goes out, he's going to get cursed. Why? Because he had no right to get out. He says, I only said that the money binds to the degree that what? The person gets to meet your problem. I never said the money binds. I'm going to be a papa, he says, no, slow down. He says, you made a very big assumption over here. Now I want to explain in one minute. We have machlokas of the rabbi and Rabbi Shimon. The rabbis say money from the Torah does not bind. Money from the Torah is not a binding. According to Torah law. And everybody, right, it's not a binding. And everybody can get out, but anybody who does gets cursed. Anybody who does gets cursed, okay? Buy or sell. If Shimon says, you know what, from the Torah money binds the deal. From the Torah money binds the deal. The only thing is that since what we're gonna have a problem, like the guy's gonna once it's done, there's a fire. The seller is not gonna give a darn about it. So we say, what if the seller goes back? If the seller goes back, he gets a mishapah. The seller goes back. The buyer can never go back. The buyer can't go back. The seller can go back. He gets a mishapah. Okay, the seller can go back, but the buyer can never go back. So now we're assuming this. So now he said the way the Gemara is going to learn like this. Listen, must be you're learning like this. You're learning that our Mishnah was like the rabbis who disagreed with Rav Shimon. And being the buyer, being the seller, and everybody goes back gets the mishpar. Why? Because you're assuming that we all agree that what, and we're assuming that what, that even that unless a person specified, okay, that he wants the best price, he never meant to get the best price. I'll show you the other one. Maybe what our Mishnah is really even our Mishnah is according to Rav Shimon, according to Rav Shimon, and the seller can go back and the buyer can't. And really the point is, and there's no assumption, and the assumption is the opposite way. The assumption is that even if the guy didn't say he wants the best price, he does get the best price. Let's spell it out. I don't even know if Papa said it. I hope I said it right. Reminded of the Mexican lady, Rabbi Shimon. He says, 1 second. Why are you assuming that our Mishnah is the rabbis who disagreed with Rabbi Shimon? Okay, Rabbi Shimon, they said what? The Amrin who said, money from the Torah does not acquire. It doesn't close the deal. Nevertheless, and even though money doesn't acquire, if he said what, if he specifies that I want the best price, he can get like the now cheap price. In low pasuk, but if he didn't specify, he gets the best price. Shachar Meikara, he has to pay the original higher price that they made the deal on. How do you know if that's true? Dilma Rabbi Shimon, maybe our Mishnah is really according to Rabbi Shimon. Rabbi Shimon said, what? From the Torah, the deal's closed. You gave the money, it's over. It's over. And when he said what, I want the best price, then he can get the cheap price because he only made the deal. He closed the deal with money. He only closed it on deal. I say he made it conditional. But if he didn't, by definition, he has to pay the original price. Well, absolutely, because that's the deal he made. Either he pays the cheaper price because that's the deal he made, or he pays the original price because that's the deal he made. But money closes the deal. And the buyer has there's no way out of the deal. The buyer cannot get out, even to get a curse. He owns it. It's done. There's no way out. The buyer never had a way out. But according to that, that's what was going on in our midst. But according to the rabbis, you say what? That money doesn't acquire. It doesn't acquire. It's quite possible like this. The guy really paid the money, assuming what he was going to buy it immediately, and the price wasn't going to change. Okay, the truth is, but since money doesn't acquire, he can always get out as long as he's willing to what? He's willing to accept the curse. The only thing is, but if he said that I'm gonna get the fruit, the produce curse at a later time and the price changed, maybe then the rabbis say what? Bein pasuk, bein lo pasuk, whether he said it or whether he didn't say it, shakol kiyashna. He can get the cheaper price because the assumption is the other way. The rabbis say what? He can always get out and give his price. Right. But if the price changed, but if the price changed, why did Daiti the Shatarzil? Because everybody naturally is always thinking of the cheapest price, and therefore what? So therefore he gets the cheap price. And since the halacha follows the Chachamim, okay, so then what? In the case of Rav Papa, the buyers allowed to go back and not even get what? Not even get a rishapar, because everybody automatically assume the other way. That according to the rabbis, it's assumed that everybody wants the best price. Amalei, so Papa said to him, no. He says, what you're saying is not true, and I'll explain you why. He says, even if our Mishnah were Rabbi Shimon, okay, it's still true the guy can go back, okay? The guy can go back, okay? And if that's true, they can go back going to Rabbi Shimon and get a Mishapar. So why did it say that he has to specify? It's only that he has to specify in order not to get cursed. Even according to Rabbi Shimon, if he wants to get cursed, he can go back. How can that be? You just told me Rabbi Shimon owns the money acquired. How can you tell me according to Rabbi Shimon they can go back? The answer is, Rabbi Shimon, when did Rabbi Shimon say that the buyer can never go back? Bechad Tara, it's where the price didn't change. Okay, yeah, right. Or he never considered. Either the price didn't change, or he never considered that it was ever going to change. Okay, but Trey Tiber, when the price changed and he had it, and he had a possibility, Miyamar, did he say it? He also, the guy can go back as long as he gets to Misha Park. He can also go back because he essentially made a deal. Okay, he can also go back, and therefore there's no proof to say what that we're gonna have to say that everybody always has in mind. Okay, and the Gemara is going to be a proof to Rav Papa. Okay, that what the Rabbi Shimon says that Rabbi Shimon never meant to say that a buyer can never go back. The case where the buyer can go back because he never had a mind to do the deal. If you don't say what I'm saying, okay, Misha Para Belokecha Rishimon Leslie, are you going to tell me what that there's never a case of getting a curse by Rishimon because he never has the right to go back? You can only get a Misha Para if you can go back. You can't get out of the deal, you don't get a curse. But I'm going to show you that Rishimon holds is the case where the buyer gets a curse. So it must be even according to Rishimon, it's the case where the buyer can get out of the deal. The Chite Machinami, you're going to tell me, yeah, according to Rishimon, there's no cursing the buyer because he never gets out. Well, Tanya, I'll show you. We learned in the Brisa earlier. We're talking about these rules of money acquired, etc. And the curse. He says Mikol Makom Halacha. He says what? That even the halacha ain't all events is what the base thing can't stop a person from backing out. But the rabbi said if a person backs out, Misha Para, that the God who took recompense for the people of the generation of the flood and for the people of the generation of the dispersion, etc., is going to pay him back. And therefore, what? See, you see, Mami Komach, what do you mean in any case? Lav de Loshon Lokech, what do you mean in any case? Lav, do you mean to say the Loshon Lokech, Loshon Lokech makes no difference whether it's the seller or the buyer, whether it's the buyer or the seller. Machabli Mishapar, they get cursed. Ellis, you're forced to say, well, Tikam Shimon, when Shimon said that the buyer can't go out, but Chatar, that's where the price didn't change. We absolutely made clear he has in mind not for no change of price. The trade Tari Lomar, but where it's any chance we had in mind, and there actually a change of price, Lomar, he never said it. He also agrees that the deal wasn't a deal. Yes. So he said to him, he says, why do Papa say that if he didn't make a deal to get the cheapest price, okay, that he gets cursed? But typically, okay, why do you have to say that? He says, why do Papa have to say? He says, typically, okay, that even I'll show you that in his story. No, how come in his story he said what? He says if he didn't make a deal, he's gonna get it. But if he did make a deal, he doesn't get cursed. Typically, who cares about all that? Who needs all that? In the story with the father-in-law and the son-in-law, he shouldn't get cursed. Nobody should get cursed. Nobody should go back without getting cursed anymore. Why is it? Think of that. Here, the son-in-law was the proxy of the father. When the son-in-law backs out, it's not him. Who's backing out? It's the father-in-law's curse, not his. And the father-in-law's get cursed because he already has principle. Every member of a proxy has right to listen. So long as you're working on my behalf, benefiting me, you're my proxy. The second you start performing your proxyship in a way that hurts me, you're not my shliach anymore. So everybody's free up here. The son-in-law doesn't get cursed because it's the father-in-law going out. And the father doesn't get cursed because the son-in-law did something stupid. He took the deal without saying that he wants the best price. So therefore what? So nobody's going to get cursed. Okay? He answers, so how come in the story he says he's going to get cursed? Okay, there's no problem. The Gemara says the shaliach shav yimikar. Okay, Gemara says, but typically the shaliach yimikar since he made him a shaliach, so nobody's going to get cursed. Later, Rashi said no. Don't understand. The case was the son-in-law himself was the business, was in the business, right? So the father-in-law really what? The father-in-law either said like this. He said, listen. Look. He said, here's the money. You go make the deal. Or he said, make the deal. I'll take it from. But either way, the son-in-law is not buying as a proxy of the father. He's an independent businessman. He's buying on his own and making a deal with the father. It's true that ultimately the father-in-law is buying the dunya, but the actual deal between the son-in-law and the merchant is between the son-in-law and the merchant, and that's it. Mishnah. Now we have a new problem. Let's talk about our problem. We say that you can't lend saw b'saw. I can't lend you a bushel to get a bushel. Why? Because it looks like rivers. Because the bushel that I lent you today that's worth $1, tomorrow when you return it could be worth $5. So we don't lend saw b'saw. We don't lend a bushel for a bushel. But there's cases where we're going to a special case we're going to allow you to lend a bushel for a bushel. Why? Because you'll see that ultimately you're not lending a bushel for a bushel. You're really making a deal. Okay, and I'll show you.
Really in this case.
Yeah, it's really a deal. What is the case? Here, an artist has to pay. And there's two kinds of deals. An artist either pays a percentage of the crop or he pays a number of bushels. Yeah, number of bushels. So now, the farmer has to plant the field. So the seller, the owner of the field is allowed to lend his sharecropper the wheat for seed in order to be paid back the same wheat. Okay, but he can't lend it to him to eat and pay back because it's going to be ribbis. Okay, and why is that? Even though, and why do I have to tell you that? Because you might have thought because what Rabbi Gamliel did would have said no. Rabbi Gamliel was just overly righteous. You understand? Was more saintly, but you don't have to follow his view. Why? Because Rabbi Gamliel, Rabbi Gamliel used to lend his sharecropper wheat for seed. The yoker, okay, and at the time when the wheat was worth a lot, okay, Huzlu, okay, and they were worth less when he paid back, okay, Obazol, or he would lend it for cheap at the time of lending, and they were worth more later. In other words, what? So what would he do? In either case, he would always take the worst deal. No, no Kashar is. Pardon, I didn't read it. Let me read it correctly. Let's say he like this. He would lend wheat for wheat, but what? The yoker, if at the time if it was worth 5, let's say at the time he lent it, for Huzlu, and it was worth only 1 at the time of payment, he took the 1. So he got less than pardon me. So he took So he took the same amount when it went down, even though he should have demanded more wheat. He didn't. He took the same amount that he lent him. He lent him a bushel at 5. Now I got back a bushel at 1. He took the bushel and not more. Okay, or Bazol, okay, let's say it was selling for 5, the bushel was selling for 1, okay, and it got more expensive, and the bushel was now worth 5 at the time of payment. No thing Gemashazol. He took only 1/5 of it, right? He took the least amount. Okay, not because that's Allah, because he wanted to be strengthened himself. So the truth is what really the deal is that you're allowed to lend your sharecropper a bushel for a bushel, in the way as we'll see in a moment. Okay, and even though we know that Rabbi Gamliel used to act differently, that was only because he was saintly. But you're not obligated to do that. Now, Tana Rabbanan, let's start. What's going on? And it's a little bit. It's like a riddle, but it'll explain everything. Okay, Tana Rabbanan.
Question of when the contract between the two is called.
Correct. Tana Rabbanan. Okay, we learned in the Brisa. A person is allowed to lend his sharecropper wheat for wheat in order to seed the field. When is that true? Okay, when he hasn't started to plow the field. He hasn't started to work. Yard also, once he went down to work, it's forbidden. Notice, when does the deal start? When the guy starts working, and then the deal is irrevocable. Irrevocable. Right. But if he didn't start working, it's not irrevocable. So now, Gemara says, "My shana tali di don the lo kol mifleg ben yard ben lord." How come our town in the Mishnah didn't make a difference? Said you can always lend it, wheat for wheat. How come it didn't make a difference whether it started or didn't start? And my shana tana the bra. How come the brisa tana made a difference? The kol mifleg it makes a difference. Ben yard. He says what? That if the sharecropper really went down, you can't lend them wheat for wheat. Ben lord. If it didn't go down, you can't lend them wheat for wheat. So you have to explain what's the difference. I'm a rabba. Rav Edi Asberlin. He says Rav Edi explained it to me. It's like this. The Asher the Tana Didan in the environs of our Tana. Okay, what was the minhag? Arisa Yav Bizra. The rule was that the sharecropper provides the seed. That's the deal. Whatever deal you make, the sharecropper can pay so many bushels per year for doing it. So he brings the old seed, and that's the deal. So they obviously they make the payment commensurate with the fact that the sharecropper is also providing the seed. Okay, now, so therefore what? But what's happening now? So usually what the sharecropper provides the seed. Now what's going to happen? The owner is going to give him the seed instead. Ubein Yorad. So it makes no. So whether he started the work or didn't start the work, until the sharecropper shows up with the seed, the owner of the field can send him away. No, the deal doesn't start based on starting or stopping. He has to show either you show up with the seed or you're not in business yet. So therefore what? Until he shows up with the seed, therefore what? And therefore, if he goes down to the field with the wheat that the owner gave him, so what he made it? Obviously, he only went down on condition that it was a new deal. Since he's saying, listen, change the deal. I'm going to get instead of you bringing the seed and you're going to pay me so much, I'm going to give you the seed. And you're going to pay me. You pay me more. Okay. So therefore, what? So he's going to therefore what? He's going to have to lose part of his payment. Okay, for the sake of the fact that he got the seed. Okay. So therefore, by our Tana, there's no problem because the case is the deal doesn't start until when he starts to go down. He never lent them anything. He really just changed the terms of the contract. That's all. There's no loan. He says, I'm giving you the seed, and you're gonna take less profit. That's all. So there was no loan over here. He didn't lend them anything. He asked the Tana brought, but in the place of the Brisa guy, okay, Brisa rabbi, Mar Arya Visual. The rule is what? That whatever deal was normally made, the owner of the field is the one who provided the seed to the farmer. So now what? Okay, and he's changing. Okay, and he's not going to say, listen, you're going to have to bring the seed. Elo Yorad, and then he said, listen how strange it is. The owner of the field usually brings the seed. You can say no. The new deal is what? You have to bring the seed, but you don't have it, and I'm going to lend it to you. It's really strange. I'm not responsible for the seed. You're responsible, but you don't have it, so I'll lend it to you. Now, it says Elo Yard. So now what? If the sharecropper didn't start to work the field, the Masalik lay, so the owner can throw him out because he hasn't started working. When he finally comes down to start to work the field, okay, when he comes down, so therefore what? He's coming down on condition that what? That he's going to take less pay based on the fact that that the owner gave him the seed. And again, it's not a loan. It's just like we said before. If it's before he's made the deal, so therefore it's just a restructuring of the deal. The owner saying, listen, take less and I'll give you the seed. So he's not lending him the seed. He's really what? Saying, take less. Okay, take less. But once he went down, which what the dealer in this case, since what he doesn't have to show up with the seed in order for the deal to start. But he has to go down and start the work. And only then the buyer, the owner, wants to say, listen, you'll be responsible for the seed. Now I'll lend it to you. The now he can't stop the deal anymore. Since he's not stopping the deal, so if it's not a restructuring of the deal, what he's really doing is lending him the seed. He's making me this look. You want the seed? I'll lend it to you. Exactly. He's lending it to him. Also, that's lending a bushel for a bushel, and it's forbidden. We'll call that a bad. Should I go over there? Let it go. 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 I'll take it with the point. I'll take it.
It's only 10 after 9.
It's true. It's true.
That's 5 words. Sitting here.
Hey, Rabbi Shai, it's pink time for the profit fund.
Oh, that's this week. That's all.
Pot should not be poured in the coffee. You know, I can tell you back there for still.
I heard they made a new machine with no pods. They have a new machine where the coffee sticks to itself. They have a brand new machine. They're just,
And it's glued together.
the coffee's glued to itself. Yeah, they have a new pod.
So that's going to change the taste.
They're gonna change the machine. I know that. They're gonna sell. They're gonna charge it all over again.
How does that work? One pod, you make 100 cups of coffee?
No. It's the pods. There's no pod in the pod.
no plastic.
Coffee's like you glue together. It's like a clump of
together, and you drop it in, but then you have to clean out the thing.
I'm not gonna do it. Because I know what I know is they're gonna charge you for the
No such thing as a free one.
Oh, they want to use plastic. They want plastic.
Right, because they're creating ret-
Right.
and little fish
Yeah, but why
are
is it
getting
great?
part of. You know that if they do a blood exam on plastic particles in the blood,
And what you do?
no, that's right. 6% of all people have plastic in their blood.
I wonder